skateboards for Life Skateboards. I'm gonna get some stuff pulled in a minute here, and then we will get the live started here. So you guys are just gonna stare at this for a minute. And I just gotta set up the mic. All I gotta do is pull standards, but I figured I'd get it going before. We got some issues with the camera here. There we go. That's a lot better. So I am just emptying out the standard press, pulling the standards, and we will go from there. I'll go ahead and flip it around so you guys can kind of just watch me working in the background here before I get started. If you're unfamiliar with what you're watching, this is Life Skateboards being made. I'm just getting the presses ready. There's not a lot to do today, but I want to knock it out before I get stuck at home with this weather. There we are. I'm going to share this to a couple platforms real quick. What's the coolest board we have? That's a loaded question right there, Jared. We've got over 100 shapes. I mean, I love my shape that I designed. That's the Casper 3.0. But people seem to really dig the new Garrett shape, and the Agro Extreme seem to be pretty cool. But obviously my favorite's the one I designed, and that would be the Casper 3.0. Really quickly here, I'm going to share this to my Instagram story, so I'll be right back. Copy link. All right, so I'm going to get over here and empty out the standard press here. You guys are, the light is charging as we start here today. So if you don't know what we do here at Life Skateboards, we handcraft skateboard decks. We do everything in-house. We've got all these presses here, so we load the presses up. These boards are under pressure for 24 hours and then cure for a minimum of 7 days before the shape is cut out. We don't have a lot to shape today. I've just got one board in the other room to finish up. But like I said, there is a storm coming in, so I want to make sure we knock these guys out before that comes in. Right now I'm just removing these separators and putting the date that these were pressed on here. 1/20/26. These are our standard boards here. These guys are 925 and below. Somewhere in that range. We've also got a mellow mold for this. After we empty these out, I've just got to pull the layups for it. Clean these off a bit here. And then we'll get started. We're going to be loading up the standard wide and long press today. I went ahead and pulled the wide and long layups already. And you guys can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Again, that's lifeskateboard.com. I am the sole hourly employee here working with the owner. The more boards you order, the more work I get, the more boards you get to see made. This is a 6-ply right here. I believe we've got another 6-ply, that is correct. So these come as a standard 7. Our youths come as 6 to make them a little lighter. But you can order a 6, 7, or 8-ply from us. And in a moment here, when I'm pulling the layups for the standard press, I'll go ahead and explain the differences between those plies. Board, that's true. That was a good pun right there. It's always good to start the live off with a good pun. Thank you. Ooh. Pretty excited for next weekend. We are going to be hosting a public bowl session up in Muncie at the private Life Bowl location. It'll be $5 entry, 2 o'clock to 10 p.m. on January 31st. That's at 410 West Power Street, Muncie, Indiana. We've got a bowl that's a 4-foot to 5-foot bowl with a 6-foot radius, fat coping, and a slick surface. It's really fun to skate, and I can't wait to see you guys there. Currently just scraping some excess glue off of these guys here. There we go. Those guys are ready. Now I just want to make sure we got enough of these plastic separators here. So there's 3. All things I probably should have done before the live started, but oh well, here we are. One, 2, 3. I'm gonna scrape this guy off real quick. Just 3 there. And 1, 2, 3 here. Make sure we got 3 more here. Scrape this guy off, and we are good to go. Some chunky glue on this one. All right. And there are those guys. What's up, bud? That is true, Prime. A little unfortunate for me that that's the number I keep having to say. I'm sure this light is gonna die on us in the middle of this live. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, but I'm just gonna kind of go through what's inside of your skateboard. So standard, you've got 7 plies of maple. You got 2 faces, which are vertical grains with no blemishes. 3 cores, vertical grains that can have some blemishes, and then 2 crossbands. Crossband is a horizontal grain, like this. And if there's ever a split in the horizontal grains, it's going to make sure they don't overlap by taping the very edge of the board. All right. So inside this board here, got another piece of tape needed here. Just doing this to make sure that inside the press, these plies don't overlap. All right. So inside your board, you are going to have a face, core, crossband core, and another face. I'm going to replace this natural face with a dyed veneer. That's a pretty one. Just going to try to save some of these natural faces here for another day. Let's see. Let's go all colors today. That sounds like a plan. There's two. And for this, the top plies, obviously you don't want to grab the prettiest of the vertical grains because it's usually going to get covered up in grip tape. So you want to save those really pretty ones for your bottom plies, like this guy. Stuff that has really, really cool patterns on it, really nice grain patterns. You want to make sure those are saved for your bottom plies. Who doesn't like to look at that pretty wood grain? All right, let's pull one more. Let's see, another pink, why not? All right, and we are good to go here. Tattoos till death? What did you just say? Hi there. I think that that's the dumbest statement I've ever heard in my life. I'm not gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and not take your dumb bait here. I have not seen the skate park in Black Rock. That sounds like a good time. I'll go ahead and check that out after the live. I swear, the only people that think white people are under attack have done some horrible things themselves and are just trying to cover up for it. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Weak people think equality means inequality for them. You don't have facts, my friend. You have really skewed statistics that you use to justify your hateful opinions. But go ahead, bye-bye. I'm just gonna go ahead and hide you from the chat because that's really dumb and I don't really like this to be a platform to spread ignorance, especially misinformed ignorance. It's crazy. Wild. Anyway, handcrafted skateboards. Oh, oh, buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and kick you too. I'm at my job. We're gonna talk about skateboards. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. A double board? What do you mean by that? Woke dumbass bringing up more politics. Buddy, somebody hopped on here and said protect white people. That's, you guys are, I don't like white supremacists on my page, so thank you for exposing yourselves. This is getting fun. Keep on saying your shit. I'm enjoying kicking you out. All right, well, I think that's over with. The wave of two people is done. Oh, damn. This guy thinks that anybody that doesn't like white supremacists is a liberal. All right. No, I have not done two built together. That sounds rad. We don't hand carve it, but later you'll see some shaping happen here. Before we get to gluing, which I was about to get started before somebody shared their own lack of confidence by bringing race into whatever we were talking about. So after these boards are pressed, they cure for 7 days. Sam puts the truck holes in right here, and then he attaches one of these templates to the bottom of the board. He then cuts out the shape right here, and this is what I get. And you guys are gonna watch me shape this after I'm done pressing today. Is that no on a 7.5 deck? No, we got you, man. We'll do whatever you want. If you want something that's not on the website, which is lifeskateboard.com, you can go ahead and message my boss through the contact that's on the website there, or message him through Life Skateboards 1010 on Instagram. He'll be happy to do some customs for you. Do we do graphics on the board? Yes, we do. We actually apply all of our graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks. We are very against heat transfers here at Life Skateboards. We want to make sure that we make you a handcrafted board that's made to last, not just some pretty trash. So we have a local artist that gets commissioned to carve us some Lino blocks, and we apply all those by hand. All right, we're gonna get started here. We're gonna start with the long press. Well, I apologize, we're gonna start with the wide press. And we're gonna do 2 6-plies, and then 2 7-plies. So let me get started here. What was my worst injury making boards? Now that's a good story right there. See, when I'm actually running equipment, this thing has to go up. Because it got caught in the Mac wheel a few years ago. It almost killed me. That was pretty rad. That was a big old dumb mistake on my part. But there's only 2 people working here, and we only got 18 1/4 fingers between the 2 of us, so. As far as woodworking accidents go, I think I have lucked out. I'm about to start gluing up some layups that'll become life boards. We're gonna glue 4 of them up together, and then we're gonna load them into the press here, raise the press. They used to be hooked up as pneumatic jacks, but we're gonna raise them up by hand. All right, I'm gonna move you guys over here and we're gonna get started. Oh, the blue bearing said the fish board in the back looks nice. That board, that is a sturgeon graphic. We can do that graphic on anything. Price for boards, $75 for popsicles, and then shapes go up from there. I don't have everything memorized. There's over 100 shapes on the website, so check out lifeskateboard.com and you can figure all that out. And all right, so here at Life, we hand roll the glue on every deck. We want to ensure full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside your skateboard. That way we can guarantee against delam. So we're going to be gluing all these up. And then we'll tape up either end of the board before they go in the press. That way they don't slide around in there. The heat is working awesome. If you guys don't know who Sam is in the chat there, that is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. Hope you're feeling better, bud. He got us a new heater in here, and it is going well. It's nice. It's making its way all the way through the pressing room into here. Or I'm sorry, all the way through the shaping room into here. How do I feel about one wheels? I That sounds like a loaded question. You can't make a one wheel out of this, can I? So, I skate, I don't ride a one wheel. So, I'm not going to judge somebody for which toy they choose to play with, but that's not the toy I play with. Like I said, this light was definitely going to go out. I had this stuff sitting in my car for a minute. So I got this light on a hot shoe and it wanted to slide off of there. All right, there we go. Do we do fingerboards too? Nope, we just make handcrafted skateboards. If you're looking for somebody that makes fingerboards, I can send you in some good directions. 27 Decks on Instagram is a local company here, young kid that's doing things right. And then in the UK, there's an Instagram account called Robotop. If you look him up, he's doing like replica boards of really cool shapes with really cool graphics and doing the miniature graphics by hand. It's pretty rad. Thank you. Wow, J Prime, thank you. But I will suggest riding it. These things are meant to be skated. They're absolute beauties, but skate them. We put all this work into them so you can skate them as long as you can. Do we make banana boards? Guess it would depend on your definition, because our concave is pretty set. We could cut one. Cost per deck. If you're asking me about prices on the boards, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and check out all the prices. Popsicles are $75, and then shapes go up from there. We've got boards from $775 all the way up to $14.6. You can buy them at lifeskateboard.com. And when you get there, you're going to have a lot of customization options. You can change your wheelbase, your ply number, choose your graphic, all kinds of stuff on there. So mess around with it, have fun, and get yourself a life. And then once you get one, when you're like, dang, I want my friends to get these, you can go up to them and yell, get a life. And it's not an insult. You just want them to have a really good handcrafted skateboard. All right, so I'm gonna tilt you guys this way. You can choose your graphic, absolutely. Yeah, we've got a set number of graphics here. You can choose which graphic you want and what ink we use to apply it. Obviously, I'm not saying you can get whatever graphic you want. You can choose from our graphics. We don't do heat transfers here. We don't like to ruin skateboards. All right, there's one down. We're gonna get 3 more of these guys. And then we're gonna load up the press. Oh, popsicle deck? Here. Sorry. This is a popsicle. It looks like a popsicle stick. It's the easiest shape to make, and therefore the industry has convinced you that it's the easiest shape to skate. Lots of people like it because they're used to it. I suggest trying shapes. Our mid-twin shape on the website is a very popular one. Jake Daney, the newest addition to our team, has absolutely been ripping one out in PA. If you check out his Instagram and Facebook, man, he is front tail laser flip out, Backtail tray flip out. This dude is insane. Laser flipped a fakie in transition too. He's wild. Thank you, Edwin. And when you do go to the Life Skateboard website, I'm happy to announce that the beanies from Days with Casper are going to be available on the website. I worked that out with Sam. In fact, I don't think I ever recorded that. There we go. It does suck that that the weather sucks right now. It's 3 degrees here and we got a horrible snowstorm on the way. Where are you at? Sounds like you already got hit by the snowstorm that's headed our way. Thank you, Tyler. I enjoy sharing this with you guys because it's something I'm very passionate about. And the fact that people want to see this is pretty rad. I don't live in Utah. This is, we're located in New Palestine, Indiana. It's 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. I live in Indianapolis. The original shop was located in Muncie. Watching from St. Louis. Well, hello. I took a trip out there a couple of years ago before Skate Laborious was gone. That was a damn good time. Street skating in St. Louis is so fun. Especially going down towards the river. You guys have just hill bombs going straight down towards the river. It's so fun. Watching from Texas, did I just get accused of this being AI? That's a silly one right there. Look at all the fingers. We're all right. Sam, don't show your hand on lives. They might think you're AI. You're from New Jersey. Rad. We didn't make it over to New Jersey, but we did take a Pennsylvania trip. The river is awesome. That brick riverbank is so cool. We went street skating at night and like the city was pretty dead, to be honest. But we went down towards the river and there's those walkways going down real steep towards the water. They've got lights going down underneath the edges of it. So cool to skate on. I don't know, street skating is very therapeutic for me. I tend to just take off without my phone when I street skate. That's why it's hard for me to go out and film with people, because I don't like sticking around the same spot very much. I like cruising. Honestly, hitting stuff I shouldn't as I'm passing it. Because then I'm gone by the time anybody notices. All right, let me grab 2 more of these. And these guys are 6 plies. Hey, awesome, West Surfer. Yeah, we skated Love Park. No, we didn't skate Love Park, but we did get taken to Philly. West Surfer, depending on how big she is, we have some youth boards as well in several shapes for them. So hopefully you can get a board from us, and it's a board that's gonna last for her. What wood is that, birch? Nah, we're not dwindle, buddy. Anyway, this is maple. Great Lakes or Canadian maple, to be specific. The reason you want maple for skateboards is it's a very strong yet malleable wood. The reason that you want Great Lakes or Canadian maple specifically is because you want slow growth and long winters for a tighter grain and a less porous wood. That's awesome. Skated Love Park when you were 8. That's so cool. Ooh, you ordered the 6-ply Outlaw last week. That's gonna be fun to shape. I believe that's the cured layup I just pulled out of the press a little bit ago. So that'll be probably shaped on the next live of shaping. So tune in for that one. This cold ass winter gonna make for some good maple decks. I mean, depends. The forests where these are cut down from generally have cold temperatures anyway. We're not looking for fast growth forests here for this type of wood. As much as some people think that's what's necessary. Let's see. This guy has some bird's eye pattern in it. What's frustrating is most of the crossband has absolutely gorgeous wood grain patterns on it, but you never see it because it's inside the board. We don't specifically go for like bird's eye flagging or anything like that, but it happens, and obviously we want to show that off, so we try to throw that on the bottom. Stamp. Stamp with a lino block. No heat transfers here. We don't like to ruin skateboards. Remember guys, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Don't forget to double tap the screen for me so YouTube knows you like what you're watching, as long as you do. And if you don't like what you're watching, why are you here? Dude, yeah, it was 3 degrees when I woke up this morning. It sucks. It's not a fun time. I have some metal in my ankle, and this cold is not very nice to it. Plus, it ruined a tattoo party for me tonight. Dang it. Somebody offered me a free tattoo party tonight. But now I'm gonna get stuck at home. We're located in... Dang. Yeah, I'm making skateboards. No need to be mean to each other about that, guys. Somebody thought I was making lunch trays on a short. We're located in New Palestine, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. The original location for the shop was in Muncie, Indiana. And in fact, we are hosting a public skate session at that old location on January 31st. So if you're in the Midwest and you want to come skate the Life Bowl, which is a 4 to 5 foot square pocket bowl with 6 foot radius and fat coping, go to 410 West Power Street from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock on January 31st. $5 entry, and then I'm going to have those hats at a $5 discount. So, -12 in Kalamazoo. Sam, we got to check on Lyle. Make sure he's not frozen. We got a team member up that way. Lyle Wall. Well, here's my opinion on affording a nice deck. Save up for it. It's gonna be investment. When you buy a board that's made like this, it's gonna last you a lot longer than your general factory boards. Plus, you know the guys that made it, so if it delams or there's a problem that's on our end, you get to go bitch at the guys that made it and talk to us about it. It's not really going to be bitching at us. You're just going to be letting us know what happened, and we're going to make it right. -20. Whoo! Yeah, stay. So, can you send some of that warm up here for us, please? I'd greatly appreciate that. That would be awesome. 19 in Texas. I heard you guys were getting unseasonably cold. We are getting seasonably cold. My body's just slowly not getting used to it anymore. And to think, I think it was like 2 days before Christmas, I was skating at Major Taylor's without a shirt on. That's how nice it was. That's wild. An 11 ply? Our 8 plies can take a beating, I know that. Buddy AJ parked a car on his. But 11 plies, that sounds like a brick. How much does one of our boards weigh on average? I don't know, I'm not a scale. You can ask our customers. I don't know many people that bring in scales to the skate shop, so don't think that's a question you're going to get very many answers for. At least not for measuring skateboard weight. Anyway. From Pennsylvania, what's up? I'll be coming back to visit you at some point. I gotta get back to the castle at some point and go visit Jake Daney. All right, so we're gonna load these guys up into the press. I was a little dumb here and forgot to mark these as 6 plies. Yes, 6. 6, all right. So these little plastic separators here keep the boards themselves separate, but they also separate some of the excess glue coming off from the press, which is extremely helpful for cleanup. Now, alignment is extremely important, so you're gonna see me double and triple checking this along the way. Sorry, I could hear something in the wall there. Oh, that's the wind outside. I was so confused. All right, now we got those 2 aligned there. Set these 2 aside and throw the upper mold in. So my tripod's acting up. There we go. Now we're gonna throw this upper mold in here. Sure that's nice and aligned there. All right. Just got one more to fit in here. It's gonna be a bit of a tight fit. I have these jacks raised up a little bit just to be able to fit 2 in on the last pressing. There we go. All right. So these guys are going to be under pressure for a minimum of 24 hours and then cure for 7 days before the shape is cut out. So I'll raise you guys up here a little bit. And then remember, inside the press here is where the concave is happening. I'm going to grab my sticks, lock this guy down, and we'll start raising it up. Like I said, these were hooked up as pneumatic jacks at the old shop. We haven't hooked the compressor up through here yet. Pressed how long? I'm so sorry. These are under pressure for a minimum of 24 hours, and then they cure for 7 days. Alright, so as this raises up here, you're going to start to see the edge of the board where the kicks start to form. And then remember, across the board, it's getting concave. Concave is the dip from rail to rail on the board. Tap this back in here. All right. And with pneumatic jacks, you can just kind of time out the pops. But with these, I go until either side can support my body weight. All right. And there we go. So those guys will be under pressure for 24 hours, and then cure for 7 days, and then they'll become a life board. You can get the decks at lifeskateboard.com. Do I plan on coming to the Detroit area? I'm sure at some point. Keep getting invites out there, especially from Dirty. How many boards have you made? I don't know. How many grains of sand are there in the world? I really just did. Too many to count, my friend. Too many to count. I know there's some, sounds like some Detroit guys are coming out for the Life Skateboards Bowl session, from what I heard. And I'm not the GOAT, I promise. I'm just some guy. I'm just some guy. I hope you get heavier, because that only makes the jack press harder. Yeah, but there's a set amount of pressure that the presses need. If you want to check our boards that have been made the same way since 2012, you can. You can also check with our customers. Yeah, Frankie, those have the same concave as the your standard, like your popsicles and stuff like that. I actually skated, as soon as we came out with that smaller coffin shape, I set it up and filmed a full edit down at Northeast Park with it. Got some front side flips on transition with it. Some really fun tricks. No, Brandon, maple is the tried and true method for skateboards. You ain't gotta fix what's broken. Once again, you ain't gotta fix what's broken. Wait, ain't gotta fix what's not broken. How come you guys didn't catch me on that? You guys are usually hopping on mocking me for bad speech. I messed up that whole sentence. Thank you, Butis. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're gonna go with it. You can't have a new saying. Don't have to fix what's broke. But that's not what I meant. But let's how can we apply that to something? I don't know. That takes some brain power I don't want to use right now. What type of glue? This is Tight Bond 2. If it ain't fixed, it's all broken. I like that. All right, Sam came up with it. See, leave it to the boss man to make the final decisions here, and they're good. But I'm gonna be real honest, I already forgot what you said. Nope, we are damn good at all wood construction boards. We don't need to add any, we don't need to add anything else to make our boards better. Hey Brandon, that's, once again, these boards are high quality, handcrafted boards. If you don't want to take my word for it, you can go to our customers. But 7 plies of maple make a damn good skateboard. If you haven't put your feet on our boards, I'm going to ask you to stop trying to give me advice on the boards. Thank you. Yes. There you go. That's a good question. We do colored veneer. At the moment, all of our color veneer is face quality. So it's getting thrown on the outside of the plies. I'm doing 4 bottom ply color standards today. So in a moment here, you're gonna see some colored plies finally. You got some pink, purple, blue. And if you're unfamiliar with these lives, I am a smartass. Get used to it, sorry. But I also care about you guys, so. These lives get into talking about sobriety a lot, board making, bitching about the industry, just talking to you guys. I enjoy sharing this with you guys, and I talk to you like you're my friends, so. If I'm a smartass to you, take it as me being your buddy. Watch this. Hey, hold the pickle. Boop. Bye-bye. Damn, that was a lot of comments they made that I didn't notice. Does the top laminated deck ride different than the bottom deck? No, actually. That's a good question. We never put more than 3 boards in each mold. That way we don't lose the concave throughout the pressing. That is a very good question. Wow, people really like to get kicked from my channel, don't they? Boop. From Malaysia, Butis, his ass is talking about the zero controversy. I didn't bring it up, someone else did. That sucks, dude. It sucks. Like, there is no accountability at the top there. We got an abuser that was on their team that tried to silence his victim, and Jamie Thomas knew about the abuse and didn't do anything about it. And now it's coming out that Dane Berman was messaging minors. And instead of taking any accountability for it, Zero just posted some shit that was like, hey, if you guys have an accusation, why don't you email our business and stop talking about it on the internet? It's like an abuser being like, hey man, if you have a complaint, can you just like message me about it and don't talk to anybody else about it? That doesn't work, you know? I'll go check out the chocolate controversy. I'd love to hear about that. But yeah, it's this whole situation is really exposing some people in the industry, and also some people in the local scenes. I've had some people lose their absolute shit on me for talking about it, as if they must have something to hide as well. I'll have to check that out, thank you. You should buy a custom skateboard from lifeskateboard.com. What happened? So if you're asking about the Zero controversy, Rob Brink broke the story, helping out victims speak out about what happened. Years ago, Dane Berman had a long-time contact and a very inappropriate contact with a 15-year-old. She's coming out about that with proof. Chris Cole beat his wife and then tried to sue her for talking about it. And Jamie Thomas stood by. So I don't like abusers. I don't like pedos either. And I don't like their defenders, for sure. Yeah, it was Chris Cole, man. I know it's upsetting, and this is a good conversation that I had with somebody that got very upset about this. I understand that this is going to be very upsetting information. It's a mixture of sadness and anger, and sometimes that gets misdirected. I understand that it's a person that we've looked up to for a very long time. And I understand that it's also someone that a lot of us have supported for a very long time. Unfortunately, sometimes some people are really good on a skateboard and really bad as a human being. We make 838s, yes. Who defends them? Whew, you should see it, man. It's crazy. There's I got some very concerning messages. Rob Brink is getting death threats for talking about this. It's some people really don't want their comfort disturbed to the point that they don't care about other people's safety. So, is what it is. It's crazy to me. It's like they forget everything the abuser did and just start the timeline at when you were talking about it. And you know what? There is people can change and people can do better thing. However, when there's no accountability attached to it, and when you're trying to silence your victims, that's not change. Jaws? Who did I say? Who said Jaws? Somebody said, are you a liberal? I didn't know that not liking pedophiles was a political affiliation. I think you should look at yourself a little bit better, take your party blinders off, and understand that us as humans can look at something and say, that's wrong. But, all right. Mullen is the GOAT. Agreed. Yeah, we don't talk about politics here. I do confront people when they come in here with some ignorant statements, but we don't talk about politics. Thank you. I think it's dumb realm to discuss, especially on the internet where people don't really act like themselves and specifically say things to upset people. I think that's a bad place. I hate that people have made talking about abusers and talking about calling out pedophilia somehow political. That is wild to me. That is a human issue. And there's people hiding on every side that are bad. I have my opinions, but that's not what I'm here for. No, I'm here for it a lot. I lied. Nah, Mids, what made you ask that question? What made you make a stream about skateboards political? You did it. You know, I've dealt with narcissists a lot. And they do exactly what you're doing right now. Say a thing, and then blame the person for responding to it. Boop. Bye-bye. We don't like that here. Anyway, skateboards. Handcrafted skateboard decks. A tandem skateboard. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I don't have any thoughts on non-wood construction skateboards. Sorry. These guys are 7-plies. Good questions. It's so fun to ruthlessly ban people, because it's like, there's some people on the internet that are just specifically there to go around and upset people, and that is a very sad existence, but I'll respect your existence. Just do it over there. Thanks. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate that. No, not at all. You can twin any of our boards, actually. So if you wanted one of those 775s as a twin, we can do that. We also have youth boards that are smaller that are twins. If you want a board twinned, you just got to let us know in the notes, and we'll do that for you. Thank you. Appreciate it. You can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. You're gonna blow your mind when you find out what the owner of this company does outside of this. He's a great woodworker. Hey, Brandon. Boop. Super easy to just push a button and say bye. There's millions of people in this world. Do we think that one person annoying me is going to bother me? All right, one more of these guys to glue up and press. Do we do multicolored layers? So let me show you here. This is the next layup. All of our dyed veneer right now is really high face quality. So we're throwing those on the outside of the boards. When we get our dyed veneer, and there's some with little blemishes and things like that, those go on the inside as core. But these these are not long boards, but these longer and wider boards, I'm doing all natural today. What type of wood? Maple, specifically Great Lakes or Canadian maple. Yeah, you should check out our Fat Punk Point. Somebody actually recently got on the live here and was talking about how much they loved those Black Label punk points. And I pulled one of the templates off the wall that's pretty much exactly what they were wanting. So we offer a few different punk points, and the fat punk point I think is what you're going to want to look for. Is there a way to request top layer color? Yes, you can. However, you gotta check with us on what we have ready for you. When you're asking about very specific ply colors in there, remember that we're gonna have to press it fresh for you and check what we've got. At the moment, if we don't have the bottom ply color for you, we're gonna roll it with whatever ink color you want us to. And I did just come up with a pretty cool graphic application process myself, where you roll the whole board in ink and then use dry blocks to press on it, and it just kind of impresses into the ink. I think it's pretty cool. What size is the Douglas? So if you're on the website and you're looking at the Douglas, click on it. It's going to show you all of the stats on there. Remember, there's over 100 shapes on the website. So I don't have all those specs memorized. But the Douglas is a youth version of the Rowland. Good story on that shape. That was designed by Alex Rowland, and the youth shape is named after his son. Can I kickflip? I sure would hope so. I hope the guy making your skateboards can. If you want to watch videos of me skateboarding, they're on Instagram, on YouTube. Actually, if you want, I did just post like a random little flat ground edit recently. That was the most recent horizontal video I posted. There was a kickflip in there. There was also a kickflip crossfoot in there. And there was a varial flip. There was a nightmare flip. I don't remember what else I did. Type on to Instagram is Stranger Casper. If you're going on there right now, it's full of ads for this upcoming contest. But yeah, you can scroll back through there and see all my clips if you'd like. Actually, if you go there, you're gonna end up seeing the short where I did layback air finger flip, and I was pretty proud of that one. That was a nice one. All right. How many layers? 7? 7 layers. That's it. We're doing 4 boards in this press. We had to glue up 4 boards with 7 plies each in them. Now we're going to load these up. Raise up the press. And we're going to be good to go. Really quickly here, I'm just going to prepare the jacks and make sure that I've got enough space to do so. All right. Pull these plastic separators out here. Drag you guys right over here. Sorry if I'm stuff in the chat. I am obviously working right now, so I just like to share this stuff with you guys. All right, so we're gonna load these up in the press, check the alignment on everything. Needs to shift over just a tad bit. All right, that's good there. Put another one in here. Make sure those are centered end to end. Throw one more separator in here, and now we're gonna throw the center mold. Now we never put more than 3 in each mold at a time. That way it doesn't lose concave across the presser. All right. Set these right here. Make sure these guys are centered. And now we're going to slide the upper mold and the youth mold into the top. So this right here is the mold for our youth board. So when we're not using this long press right here, we can fit the youth boards in the top. Now we're going to have to definitely realign that. Whoops. Tried to leave that up there so you guys can see the website, but I'm pretty sure I can just read it to you nonstop. It's lifeskateboard.com. Alignment looks pretty good there. Good there. All right, time to lock these down and get going again. Grab the sticks we used last time. Lock down the jacks, and we'll raise these guys up. Then we got one more press to load up, and one board to shape, and then I'm done here. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. The mic was not connected at all. All right, we're back there. I think I missed some stuff in there. Water dye? We get our colored wood sheets from our veneer supplier, so you probably know more than me on that one. I'll be real honest with you. And somebody said, how was Bam? When I met him this last year and went over to his house in Pennsylvania, he was doing great. I think his sobriety is a huge inspiration to a lot of people, and I think it's going to open up some really good discussions about how some rehab facilities don't really have the patient's best interest in mind. A lot of them do. I'm not saying that rehab is a bad thing. I'm an addict in recovery, and I recognize that rehab is a path that most people do need to take. However, I know it's also, his story is going to bring some light on what they did to him. And if you want to see an interview about that, if you go to Bam Bound, it's a video on my page, you will see the interview that I got with Bam. I basically asked him if I could interview him about sobriety. He said, sure. I sat down, pointed the camera at him, he just started talking. It was just a solid like 5-6 minutes of Bam sharing some very powerful testimony about sobriety. And I'm very grateful that he opened that moment to be vulnerable and talk about it, because I know for a fact it is going to help so many people. Give me one moment here, guys. Give me a second, I need to find a tool that I thought was over here that's not. Sorry, I'm currently looking for a scrap piece of wood in the other room. Somehow there aren't any anywhere. Sorry guys, I'll be right back in there. Make a slight adjustment on the press before it's all the way up. There we go. Sorry about that. I usually have a mallet right here, but oh well, we got it done. All right, those guys are good to go. All right, we've got one more press to load up here. Wow, 1 year and 2 months, congratulations, dude, that is. Damn, dude. Somebody really said all that with all their chest about me. That was strange. Hey, Dalton Warren, stop getting on my account. Thank you. I don't know. I like going to. I go to Speedway for my ice. It's crushed. Anyway, handcrafted skateboard decks. So these are our standard boards here. These are the guys that are going to be 925 and below. And we are known for our extremely deep concave, but we also offer a milli-concave in this. How often we swap jacks out? They get swapped out pretty. Sam's not even in the chat. I was about to ask him how often they fail. It's really inconsistent how often they fail. Thank you. I've noticed lately that there's a lot of people projecting their anger about how they perceive me. Guys, I'm just some dude. I'm nothing special. I promise you. If you're mad at me because you think that I'm full of myself or something like that, I'm not the one that thinks I'm the shit. You are. And that's a strange projection. I am just some guy, I promise. How many layers would I put a 200 guy on? I'd start you on a 7-ply. If you're not happy with that, then get an 8-ply next time. Our 7-plies are quite sturdy. If you do, I appreciate you. But I will remind you that I am just some guy. Just some guy that has no clue how this happened. Let me count these. What did I just do? Ah, you see, guys? I forgot a core and somehow slipped a crossband in instead of the core. That was hard to make sense of there. We get our wood sheets from Marwood. That is our current supplier. I love going down there too. I've only gone to pick it up once, but we go down there. I get to skate the New Albany Park, the Louisville Park. It's a fun time. Thanks, Sam. Nah, so watch what I'm doing here with this glue. So I just dipped it into the roller. So we're gonna roll this pretty heavy. And I know that by feel, by how tacky it is pulling the roller off. And then this other side, I'm not gonna dip it back into the roller, but I'm just gonna go for full glue coverage. If you use a double roller, you're not gonna be able to roll the top and bottom ply either. So we don't like that idea. This is honestly very fast, comparatively. I was just talking to a board maker that uses a hopper and a roller, and apparently my method seems to be quicker than what he's doing. It's a good discussion. No talking down on each other. Just really. That's what I love. Good discussions between board makers like that. Thanks, Kay. Appreciate you. I was born with them. All right. I need to open up a new glue bottle here. The boards are a standard 7-ply, but you can get a 6-ply from us or an 8-ply, and our youths come as a standard 6-ply. I see another question on there. Let me tape up the ends on this board, and I will get to you. When we tape up the ends on these boards, we're just ensuring that while they're pressing, the plies don't shift around on us. Ooh, I dropped it. Looks like we're going to need a new tape roll in here. I'm really glad I caught that crossband snafu there. I don't even know how that occurred. Baltic birch. No, we're not Koch. I'm sorry. Maple. You can absolutely get 8-plies. I wouldn't suggest doing more, but we'll do it for you. You just gotta ask us for it. Sorry I laughed at that so hard. That was like a big controversy in the skateboarding industry that people were using birch composite and Baltic birch instead of maple, because it was available near the factories where it was being made. You cannot get an uncut from us, sorry. Oh, Brandon Miller. No way, Brandon. I hope you're doing all right, man. I sure hope you're doing all right. It is always nice to meet people that run into people that I, unfortunately, was around during my heavy and active addiction, that I've been able to watch do better while I'm doing better. I love it. This is rad. So glad you found this, man. You have hair like a lady? All right. I hope it's a pretty lady. It's so cool to have you run across here, man. You should come out and visit the shop sometime. We're out in New Pal. I stay in Lawrence now. There we go, guys. Go for it. Grow out your lady hair. Do I know Adam Cecil? I don't know. Sadly, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I do. How do you get the concave shape to those boards? You press them. These are called presses. So they're in the press for 24 hours, and then they cure for 7 days in a stack of their own concave. And then the shape is cut out. How long have I been making boards? Since about, what? Probably been like 4 years. I'm still doing the job I was hired for here. Sam has been doing this since 2012. He just taught me everything he knows, and then we moved on from there. How long does it take one to make a board? So you've got 24-hour cure time. 24-hour press time, 7-day cure time. After that, the shape could be cut out, and then I shape it. It takes about like 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the shape. And then it might need wheel wells, so Sam would need to do that. And then it'll need its graphics, so you apply the graphic. If you wanted to collage, it's going to take a little bit longer because you got to use dry time between the layers. And then once that graphic's dry, clear coat and go. So max turnaround time is 2 to 3 weeks, because if we got to press something fresh for you, we want to make sure it's good. We usually beat that, but right now, if you're not wanting to wait, we do actually have a new section on the website where it's boards that are ready to ship. So those guys are already made. You don't get to customize them, but you don't have to wait. So, and I anticipate there being more of those on the website. Yep, new tape roll time. Sam, I'm really liking this orange tape if you're still in the chat. It works really well. Doesn't seem to be as susceptible to glue as the blue tape. It was almost like the blue tape fused with the wood when it got some glue on it. I think I hear Sam. I heard a car door open and close, so either my car is getting broken into or Sam's outside. What's up, Camden? Thanks for hopping back in here. You keep hopping in with different accounts, bud. What's up with that? And also somebody said, nah, this roller doesn't roll back into itself. I just tap her like that. When did I start making boards? About 4 years ago. I joined with Life Skateboards. Life Skateboards has been making boards like this since 2012. A door hasn't opened yet, so I'm getting a little concerned about what that noise was. Do I make every skateboard? I press every skateboard. Sam cuts the shape out of every skateboard, and Sam also makes all the templates. And speak of the man, he's here. With his heated jacket on. Is that the one? He's got headphones in. I wonder if he's listening to me. It's gonna be funny because there's a delay between me saying this and him hearing it if he is. What's up, Professor Oak? Oh, I love doing this. I'll never be bored. Yeah, he's just told me he just heard it. Is that your heated one? That's nice. He's got a heated jacket. What's up, Ben? Hey, you can change your name as much as you want. What's wild is that I recognize you every time you hop in here by your first comment. My brain remembers random stuff. Imagine doing this all day. I mean, it's not all day. How long have we been here? We've only been live for about an hour and a half. Next step after these guys are done is I get to go shape. Then I'll probably film some ads for this and probably just go skate. I love it. It's so nice. It is really relaxing. Thank you, Christopher. You know what would be even more sick is if you got one of these. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and these can be one of these could be yours. Thanks. It's how the see, I got some pet spiders. I keep them in my ear. I like them to feel at home. They whisper motivational thoughts into my ears. It's nice. Did it blow out? Our old salamander kaputted, and it looks like somebody shot it. It's weird. Been doing this about 4 years. Sam's been doing it since 2012. Born and raised in Santa Cruz. So you watched them make boards when they were doing it right. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. 20 years no booze. Congratulations, man. Oh, and welcome back, bud. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen for me. I hate to be the guy that asks that, but make sure if you want to watch these lives, you subscribe, because I have nothing that resembles a schedule. So if you like this, go ahead and subscribe for me. Double tap the screen. If you don't like it, why are you here? One more to load up here. Have I had every fruit? I don't know. That's a good question. Are there any? I don't know. I guess that's like one of the, what's the word for like the words like all and every, the all-encompassing words? I think that's too all-encompassing. There's probably something I'm ignorant to that I haven't had. It's a good question. You know I'm from the Midwest. It says it on my hand. Midwest proud right here. Oh, one of the Life patches. Let's see. I'm not sure if there's any of them left. These were made by Life Without Limits. That was Doug Frazier. Sam is going to hear this on a delay, but maybe that's something that we could work out with Doug in the future. I ordered the exact amount of patches I needed to make the merch for the channel. Hey. Thanks. I don't try at all. Oh. I don't know why the fruit comment got deleted. Clouded Vision, I don't think they were trying to imply anything, I promise. And if they were, that was a silly way to do it. How do we acquire the molds? Sam designs them. He's got a buddy that CNC cuts them out of blocks of maple that we press together. Yeah, I honestly read it and was like, that might be an insult, but then I was like, you know what? Now I kind of want to go buy some fruits on the way home. I want a mango now. You drew pictures of me? That's awesome. Hopefully after the live I get to see them in person. I hope they're great. I'll put them on the fridge when I get home. Yeah, that's what I thought, Matt. It didn't seem like an insult at all. It just seemed like a silly joke. Good, good. There have been some wildly hateful people on here today, so I appreciate the admins for being vigilant on that, or the mods for being vigilant on that. Pineapple all day? All right. You know, I don't like to talk about controversial things, but I said a mango, young man. All right. That's the hill I'm going to die on. God, I really want a mango now. Why'd you guys do this to me? Hi. Hi in a cool font. To you too. Sorry about that. I left scrap out there, and Sam's out there cleaning up my mess, and eventually he'll hear my apology. Dude, yeah, we all need mangoes. Skateboards. That is a good question. Snowboards would, I'm fascinated with snowboard production, but I don't snowboard, so. Yeah, this is live right now. It is very sad, and that's the way that I'm able to kind of move on past it is, yeah, there's hateful people out there, and yeah, for some reason, hateful people like to focus on me, but I'm really sorry for whatever happened in their lives that made them have to project that type of behavior on other people, and I hope whatever it is gets better, but I do still think accountability is important. What happened to them might not excuse their behavior, but at least it explains it a little bit. I like to understand where people are coming from a little bit. Alrighty. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so there's actually a huge storm rolling in, so I wanted to make sure that this all got done before the weekend, before I got stuck at home. I wake up in the morning, I come here, and I make skateboards. Couldn't imagine a better life. Life.
Those 6 plies that you pressed, they're not cured yet, I'm assuming.
No, and I wanted to show those to you. Here. This one is good, but those are the edges.
Okay.
Can you check if that'll be good?
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, I threw
in?
Yeah. Okay. I threw 2 more in there just in case you have a problem with these.
Okay. Thank you.
For sure. Actually, the guy that was for a what board was that for?
Well.
Yeah, he's on the live right now.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Is it Ian?
It was earlier in the live. Hey, who said earlier they ordered the 6-ply Outlaw? I'm not sure. This has been a good live.
If they chime in, tell them to send me their address, because there was a mistake with that order where the address didn't come through.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, if you're still in here and you ordered that
6-ply Outlaw.
Oh. What's the 6-ply Outlaw? Anybody? Nope. All right. Well, we can get a hold of him directly later.
I have his phone number.
Sweet. Sam has your phone number. We're going to call you. For some reason, the address didn't come through on the order there. How long have I been skateboarding? 22 years. Hi there, Bill. You're really annoying. Goodbye. I value my peace over engagement. All right, we're just lining these guys up in the press. I'm gonna shift over just a tiny bit. All right, slide these other separators in here. Separator? I don't even know her. What's the trick you can pull out the bag on command? The trick? I don't know. Those are a lot of tricks. Miller flips are like every try. Lay back air burial, lay back air finger flip. Oh, sorry. Lay back air finger flip isn't a first try every try trick. Yeah, let's see. Fizzle flips. Those are pretty consistent, man. Burial flips, kick flips, your basic stuff. Shove it. Spent a lot of time working on all that, so. All right, let's lock this down. squeeze these up. Oh, I'm moving this here. You know it. I'm glad you guys enjoy the stream. And remember, make sure you subscribe if you want to keep watching this kind of stuff. I have nothing that resembles a schedule. But I've been trying to go live every day. So it's 24 hours in the press, 7 days cure time, and then cutting out, shaping, graphic application, and clear coat. So a lot of that is wait time. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, where they're checking it out, that would be lifeskateboard.com. That's where you can get yourself a life. And when you get one, you go up to your friends and you yell, "Get a life!" because you want them to have a better life. It is what it is. Almost there. Done. All right, so those guys are done. Squeeze out right there. My nose blowing station over there. I've got a nose blowing station. How many PSI? Those are 220. These people think we're scientists. These people think we're scientists. What do you say? How many grams is each ply? What? Whoops. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Weight, that one varies.
Yeah, weight varies. Hey, I just thought it was funny. These guys think they're think I'm a scientist. I dropped out of Purdue. Alrighty, let's get this covered up here. And then I'm gonna check with Sam exactly what I need to do here today as far as shaping goes. That's pretty awesome, Matthew. In the meantime, you guys should go to lifeskateboard.com. I will be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around and put it on the sign with the website on it there. And I'm gonna find out exactly what we need here. There we go. See, that's what I was hoping to do, is inspire some ridiculous questions. Thank you, guys. I did. Absolutely found my calling. All right, there's the website there, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Oregon says hi. Oh, did the sign fall? Dang it, guys. Teach it to not listen to me. Alrighty. Now we are going to get in here and shape a board before I'm done. Just doing one today before the storm comes in. First thing I'm going to have to do Robert, look up the hammerheads. See if you can find them based off that. I'm gonna go grab the compressor hose. Oh, teamwork's happening right now. Teamwork makes the dream work. This machine here has an air bladder. With a bit of a slow leak. Oh, I guess it's always open? Is it always open? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. That thing, I think, just leaks.
Okay. Right on. Thank you, Sam. Alrighty. Get my hair up here so I don't die. This is the Mac wheel that I almost got killed on. The one with the spikes in the background is a Aggro. And we also have the Aggro Extreme. And we're working for a skateboard. Yep, so that is the Aggro. We have the Aggro Extreme. We have the Garrett with those spikes on them. Let me get a hair tie real quick. There it is. All right, so here's what we're going to be shaping today. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Stick around, come here for the vibes, and stick around for the high quality handcrafted skateboards. I promise this, the quality of these boards is gonna be what makes you keep getting them. I will say, a suggestion I always make to people for their first board is try to ask us to double drill your wheel holes, your truck holes, because you can choose your wheelbase from us, and you're probably not used to being able to choose your wheelbase. A little bit more option. Thank you, artist. I appreciate you. Yeah, there you go. Get a life, guys. All right, so we're wearing a respirator for these steps here, and when we get over to the orbital, it is hooked up to a HEPA-approved dust extractor, so I get to take this off and answer your questions. If you guys have any questions throughout the process, I'll try to answer them, but I am going to be focusing on what I'm doing. And then when we're over on the orbital, I'll take my time and talk with you guys. Hey, awesome. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate you. I don't know what that means, type, but you do you. All right, so this step here is going to bring the edge of this board to a 90 with the concave. See how it sticks out? That way we can round it off on this next step here. Raise your heads up a little bit. Why are the boards so big? Because that's what the customer ordered. We make smaller boards, but this is a customer's order. This guy is, let me get a tape measure out for you. Oops. That's not even our biggest one. 0.6 inch boards. But this guy is 10 3/4. Clip that, right? Okay. So now the edge of the board is rounded off, but it's not clean, so we're going to clean it off on this step here. That's a huge compliment here. Do you mess up and have to start over? Yeah, there's points where that happens, but not on here. There's certain things that I do, like let's say there's some excess glue right here. Obviously, I'm not going to get that off on this step without damaging the edge of the board, so I'm going to wait until I get to the orbital. So just some intelligence with working with this stuff saves boards. Alrighty. Yeah, use the orbital, sand it down. It'll tame it down a little bit, buddy. Alrighty, let's get you guys over here. I'll be able to see questions and get back with you a little bit quicker. And as we finish this up and bring everything to a 150. Agreed, Michael. And even when things are being made by machines, it seems to me that the direction of the industry kind of took some of the things that could have been automated and made well and just cheaped out, like heat transfers. The board looks like it would break your shin bone in half, probably. It might. How many different shapes are there? There's over 100 shapes, and we also do customs, so we've done some one-offs, so that's an impossible question to answer, unfortunately. But if you'd like, you can go check out lifeskateboard.com and scroll through all those options. So I'm just looking for my 150s here. There they are. Didn't know I needed to open a new container though. And if we were talking about fingerboards earlier, that Robotop over in the UK, here's an example of his work. This was, I designed a shape. This is the second version of my design. We're on the third design now. But look at that. Look at that thing. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, the light stopped working during the live. I need to charge that thing better. Hold on. There's a port right here. And there's the light. Look at that thing. This isn't baloney. I'm sorry to deceive you. My bad. Sorry about that. And all right. And remember, guys, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Remember to double tap that screen for me if you like what you're watching. Subscribe if you want to keep catching these. I have nothing that resembles a live schedule. But there is a storm coming in, so I might just end up streaming some video games later. I'm awful at video games, but some people on the live asked me to start streaming. I set it up last night and got started, so I'm awful at video games. So bear with me, but I've been trying to take a crack at the new game, the new skate game, while this weather sucks. This is an orbital sander, so it's bringing everything to a 150. And it's also removing any excess glue that the other steps didn't remove. What do I think about the new skate? I think I'm better, well, I think I understand skateboarding a little better than I understand the video game. I embarrass myself a lot on there. I forget what I'm doing a lot. So it's all right. We'll see. I do miss Hole of Meat though. Have you ever made a snowboard? No, I don't snowboard, so I wouldn't, I don't. However, there is a company called Mech Shift Snow Skates that has taken some of our boards and attached skis to them to turn them into snow skates. I think that's pretty cool. But I've never been snowboarding, so I just skate. Was never able to afford to go snowboarding. Whoa! Whoa! Template mountain is falling, Sam. That was scary. Yes, I agree. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is the go-to games. I have that on an N64. If I can figure out how to stream that, I'm going to stop doing everything else. See, I feel like I would love it because I do, like, if I'm on a pump track, I'll do a forward moving Miller flip on a berm. Apparently is that called a knuckle huck in snowboarding? But I think it would be so much easier if the board was attached to my feet and I was doing that. But I did like Tony Hawk Wasteland. So now that we've sanded down the top and bottom layer to a 150, we're gonna go around and clean up the rail. Just like this. With the grain on the nose and tail, and with the grain on the rails. So the whole reason you got PlayStation was for Tony Hawk Pro Skater. See, I ended up with an Xbox One while I was cleaning out a house, so it that hurt pretty bad. Dang it. Touch up on this tail. This guy is good to go. Well, you can get the, yeah, that is true. I did end up with an Xbox One. Had some friends that had family moved over to the UK and needed to sell their house, so I went and cleaned it out, and they let me keep some of the stuff that was left there, which included an Xbox One. I was very grateful for that. So ended up with I also got a Kenmore really cool sewing machine that I've been making all my hats and stuff out of. Been really stoked on that. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Really needed some extra work at the time, so that was pretty awesome of them to offer me that work. Yeah, there you go. Everybody can get a life. It was a very nice score. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, it was not in the box at all. This thing was like, I had to clean everything out on the inside. Go ahead and subscribe for me if you guys want to catch these lives. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can get boards at lifeskateboard.com. Go check out some of the videos on the channel. We've got Lagoon to the Moon, where we go visit the Fireball Farm. Yeah, you can get a longboard from us. We've got several. We've got the drop down, the surfer, and the stretched panhead. So check us out, man. Lifeskateboard.com. Oh, I'm sorry about that, man. Maybe there's adaptive skateboarding has become a thing. Maybe you could look into that, and maybe there's a way to get around it, but I'm sure you're finding a way to be skateboard adjacent no matter what. And that's the most important part. As long as you can keep skateboarding in your life, even when you can't skateboard, I'm sure that brings you joy. But yeah, go to lifeskateboard.com, check everything out. There's hats from the channel. We've got a session up in Muncie on January 31st. If you guys want to come out to that, it's going to be $5 entry, 2 o'clock to 10 p.m. You can skate the bowl, and hats will be $5 off for that. I just got a lovely text message from one of my teammates, Justin, saying that this was his favorite setup ever. That's awesome. I love hearing that. But yeah, guys, have a great day. Maybe I'll stream video games later or something. I don't know. I was going to go to the local skate park, but I drive a Camry, and I'm not trying to get stuck. So might end up just not skating today, unfortunately, unless I go, you know what? I'm going to skate some flat ground here before I leave. I just talked myself into it. All right, you guys have a great day. Love you. Go treat somebody nice, make somebody smile, and get a life. Bye-bye.